Y'all asked and y'all shall receive. Y'all wanted formation sub information. Y'all wanted defensive line stunts. Y'all wanted everything else. Well, guess what? I'm spilling the beans. Let's get it. Yo, y'all must have thought I was playing, man, when I said I had all this information, man. I'm not even trolling. Like, I really have so much stuff that I want to be able to give out to y'all. And again, so if you want more information, just go to my Discord. I have tons and tons of information there, man. Link in the description. Again, massive community for NBA and for football. So again, links in the description. And I probably will go ahead and pin the link also in the comments, because I know some of y'all having a hard time still finding it, okay? But anyway, let's go ahead and hop in. Now, we already know about the dynamic subs, okay? So dynamic subs meaning once you're out in a line of scrimmage, you can go ahead and make the substitutions that you wanted to. Now, to be honest with you, that dynamic sub is more so, in my opinion, will be for the wear and tear, right? You see somebody that's tired, you take them out, and then you bring them back in, that type of deal, right? But the big one that we always wanted to have was the formation subs, okay? Each formation, one particular player that you can do before the game starts, and it is locked in for the remainder of the season or whatever. And that's what we get here, okay? So as you can see at this on this menu, right? This is right here in Dynasty mode, and this is the defensive one, right? But what you can do here is you literally can go to each defensive formation and substitute whoever you want. So let's say, for instance, you know, you want to do a loop blitz, but you want that, you know, this middle linebacker right here, instead of Pennington, you want that to be a strong safety that can really move fast and get the blitz, right? But in another formation, you actually want to have true linebackers. Maybe it's because of the run, you want to have that, right? Or maybe if you're having in a nickel set, you want to be able to have that DB, your best DB or your fastest DB in the slot, because you know that this, the guy you about to play, he's running so many, seam routes or whatever, right? But now you could literally make every single substitution that you want before the game starts at every single formation, and that is locked in until you come back and make the substitution. So again, not to confuse nobody, you can make dynamic subs on the go in the game, right? Which is, right up there with everything else that you want to do as far as, aligning your defense. But to me, the formation subs is going to be the bigger opportunity for this game, because it's going to allow you to strategically make and place individuals on offense and defense out of every formation. Because I know from my personal experience, I have a ton of situations to where I want my fullback here, especially in passing situations where I know I'm not going to leak my running back, and I want my fullback in this formation. And it sucks because, in a passing situation, I had to go, then I had to, while the game's going on, I'm sitting there trying to make the sub at the menu, and it's like, dude, like, this is ridiculous, right? So this is going to help in those situations. So again, this is a massive W, in my humble opinion, and something that we all been asking for, and now we finally have received it. Next, I want to go ahead and talk about the defensive stunts that you can do with your defensive linemen. And again, this is something you have to do at the selection once you're selecting your play. As you can see here, we're using a 3-3-5 mint. It's a cover one Robert press, and then you can see you have left exit 2-man, you have left time 2-man, and then of course you have the right time 2-man. And if you look in the bottom left, you'll see you can select the stunt: square, X, and triangle. So you are able to select those stunts, and I'm not gonna lie to you, once we get these individuals in their discords, like I say, and figure out some of the most insane blitz packages and how you can do this and that, I really think that it's going to bring up a lot of creativity. Especially, it's also going to be predicated on your personnel. If you have the strong defensive tackle and defensive lineman that can literally, do the things that you want to do and execute them at a high level. Stunting is good in two ways. If you know football, you understand, you'll know what I'm talking about. You can do defensive stunts sometimes to confuse the lineman, obviously, right, on pass situations, but defensive stunts also is really strong when it comes to the run game, and you can do stunts to prevent blocking or to confuse the blockers up front and be able to do a stunt where you're all, you know, looping and breaking down to stop the run or whatever it might be. So there's two different ways that these stunts can be effective. And that's just going to take time for us to figure out what is the best stunt out of what formation. So every single formation has a defensive stunt and they will be unique, right? When I say unique, meaning that some of them are going to be different. As you can see right here, the 2-3 odd strong safety zone blitz, you can see now there's 4 options here. You have left exit 2-man, you have left text 2-man, left time 2-man, and right time 2-man. Whereas again, like I said, with the 3-3-5, it was just left exit 2-man, left time 2-man, and right time 2-man. So there will be different options for different formations. So again, just keep that in mind. But this is done here. So again, there's a lot of different little tidbits that are added here and there. To me, that is definitely going to play a massive difference in this game. I really am excited for what this game has to hold for us. And again, there's just so much more that I want to drop. But I want to make it sound uniform and not just try to put everything out in one video, because then it's like it can get lost in the mix. I can't put like 1,000 different things in the title to where you actually understand what this video is about. Because if you already know this information here, then you're not gonna want to just watch the video. So again, I wanted to keep this more personalized. Hopefully y'all can appreciate that. And then last thing I want to talk about real quick and get you out of here is that you will be able to look at when you're making your sub. So you have the dynamic sub. Within that dynamic sub, you will see the defensive line, and it will be the sub split where you can see the actual wear and tear. So the status you see on that green bar is the wear and tear. Obviously, all these individuals are perfectly healthy as the game just started, but then you can quickly go ahead and make their substitutions. But then you can press the square button to reset back to starters. And to me, that's going to be the big part. So you don't have to necessarily, you know, you make your substitution for your left guard, so your left defensive end, and then when you get back out there again for the next possession, or the say, for instance, they're doing a no huddle, because that's really where this will happen. You see the no huddle coming on, you quickly bring this up, hit square, and then of course back out. The question would be, when are you able to get that sub in? Are they going to actually have you a player running on off the field? That would be fire, by the way. I don't think that will happen, but you know, and then maybe the offense has the advantage of trying to hike the ball with the, you know, with you only having 10 men on the field, or maybe you have 12 men on the field because they catch a person on the field. I don't know, but that would be dope. But that is the way that you can make those subs also. So hopefully that was informative. You got the information you needed. But other than that, man, I'm done with this, man. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and of course, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon with a banger, man. You know, when I say back soon with a banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.